Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just That I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we did the side quests in Suino Sato. And this episode we're going to go and do the side quests of Isari, which will unlock a beast tribe and heaven on high, which was my objective for the day. For the recordings of the day, to unlock heaven on high for my incoming first run of it to Meadow. It should be quite exciting content that I have basically never... Well, I've never done it. I've not touched Heaven on High once. For reasons that are pretty dang obvious, because I hate speed dungeons. Yes, you heard me. I hate them. Hello. I missed... Do you know how to swim? Because if you do, I need your help. I used to love the feeling of gliding through the waters with more than anything. That is, until one day I pushed my luck and went too far from the shore. Nearly drowned, and since then I've been too scared to even dip my toes into the sea. There's nothing more shameful than being the son of a fisherman and terrified of water. That is why I must train in secret. No one, absolutely no one can find out about this, especially father. You see a small boat over there? I want you to attempt to swim to it, but I am afraid I cannot do it alone. Please, might you lead the way and beckon me into the waters? I mean, I guess I can, but I will first go and... I'll do the blue ones last. Regardless of what it takes, I must find a way to lay my hands on. Aha, you! Yes, you! My friend, there's no mistaking that daring glint in your eye. You must be an adventurer. Might you agree to lend this fellow a hand? You see, the wildfowl that settle in this area at around this time like to collect shiny objects for their nests. While most would consider what they gather to be rubbish, there are some who see it as incredibly valuable treasure, even. As can be expected of birds, wildfowl tend to build their nests upon plateaus or other extremely high and hard to reach places. After that, should there happen to be eggs in the nest you are looking through, you risk raising the ire of the mother bird. For a woman of your caliber, however, neither of those things should pose any challenge. Please, search the nests and bring me back some of their treasure. About 3 sparkly trinklets should do nicely. An outsider? Those firm arms and lean shoulders. You look to be as strong as tennis, are you, men? Thank the kami for sending you to us. There's a young man who needs your help. One of our fishermen, Nayoshi, has been cornered by a fiendish beast. We desperately want to rush to his aid. I fear not even the combined strength of our village will be enough to repel it. Please, you must save him. I'm afraid you might be the only one that can. Ah, you must be one of those, what are they called again? Adventurers, yes, I can see it in your eye. You are used to battle, in fact. I think a part of you even thrives on it. All of us on this island are, in contrast, but humble fishermen. We know not how to fight. This is problematic, as lately we have been plagued by terrible monsters, which come to devour the fish from our nets and threaten our very livelihood. In fact, just the other day, they completely destroyed our fishing grounds near Onokoro. I fear should this continue, our village will no longer be able to sustain itself. Thus I turn to you for aid. Might you dispatch of them for us? You will, of course, be compensated for your services. The base are to the north of here. Please, see that any are slain. Or see that they are slain. An adventurer can be praised. I need you to do something for me. You see, my husband has been taken ill and is currently bedridden. Unless he returns to work soon, he will be in dire straits. To speed his recovery along, I am thinking of make him a hearty stew, and need your help gathering some of the necessary ingredients. Please bring me a handful of vim shrooms that grow to the north of here, 3 slabs of island gadon meat, and some crimson seagrass from the Isle of Zeki. Jesus. Okay, lady. Nayoshi. You sense a hostile presence. It is going to get new. Act mourn, motherfucker. Me and my boy. You saved my life. Thank you. I've been born and raised in this quaint village. I always knew I would be laid to rest here. Just never did I realize the time might come so soon. May I have your name? Get some pans, brother. Mrs. O'Dare, truly, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Even among the numerous beasts I've reeled in from the sea, this one was particularly terrifying. I wish I knew about, or what about me continues to attract these fiendish creatures. If only I could learn the answer and find a way to get half as many fish to bite. Either way, I would like to properly thank you. Please, if you would accompany me back to the village, then I might give you a gift for your troubles. There's so much stuff over here. There's a lot more stuff than I expected, in all honesty. Really? Why won't you die? There we go. Give me those mushrooms, please. You know, reading Vim Shrooms just straight up reminds me of Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. I like the Vim Factory, which was sucking the Vim out of the toads and feeding it to a fucking wiggler. Yes, that game's weird, but the perfect type of weird, in all honesty. I wish the stories were as wild as that one. Oh, more. But unfortunately, Alpha Dream is gone. And with it, most likely the Mario and Luigi franchise. Even though, I'm not gonna lie, the final one was not that good. Paper Jam, whatever that was called. Did not enjoy that one. Or maybe it's because I became older. And the game did not please me as much. What? Wow, okay. So I can alright. So I can run out of its aggro range, apparently. Sift through the nest. Something hard and gold. You found treasure. Alright, so today I learned, my friends. Apparently, you can outrun these encounters, but it, well, actually, I have the egg I need, so don't even need to touch this anymore. Bye. That's interesting. Well, I guess it makes sense you could out aggro. What am I saying? You could like run out of their aggro range, because otherwise you would just be like guaranteed dead if you were on the level. But still peculiar. And think about it, my friends. 2 more areas. And then it is done. And then we have cleared the side quests. Try searching elsewhere. We're going to slash look at and get that. Nice. Why are these things so strong? Even a Death Layer couldn't kill it. I guess there's a difference between Death Layer like 500 and this has fucking 1,300 potency, so you know, I guess there is a kind of a difference over there. And now we gotta fly all the way over there. Ba-doo-doo. The side quests in this place are a little bit annoying though. Well, I find it annoying that there's like multiple little areas with like bunches of quests. But one, no etherite over there, and two, like the quests in Suino Sato were all over the Ruby Sea, and now this one is also kind of all over the Ruby Sea. I don't really like that too much. I like them to be more, except if it's like a blue quest, like a big quest line or whatever, that's fine by me. But otherwise, it should really just be contained to the like vicinity of that area, not like the other side of the fucking ocean. Although I guess we haven't had side quests in the Isle of Lecky, so like I haven't had to do anything over here. I was hoping that we wouldn't because it's really out of the way. But I will. Give me the gold. I like gold. And let's go fly into the Isle of Zeki and listen to the ridiculously intense music. The we're on a stealth mission music. Okay, I was about to say, am I on the right thing? And yes, I am. It is very wild that this is just the music of this area. I'm just a turtle place. For the bad turtles. I think it also gets played somewhere else in the game though, but I have no fucking clue where. We'll find out at some point. Since I will be doing most of the same stuff I've done. There we go. Cool. Back to Isari. Isari, Isari, Isari. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-boo. Still gotta help that boy. Also. Lest I forget. Hello there. He's also doing the same thing as me. Right, now you. Too far away. Too far. I'm going to slowly start moving forward, and then the water. Should I become too petrified to move? I need you to cheer me on that I might overcome my fear. Cheer me on that I might. Okay, can't read, man. I can't bloody read. Yes. Slash cheer. Enable. Do I really need to be in the water? So thank you, but my heart no longer feels as though it is pounding out of my chest. I think I push just a little further. I may need your prayers, however, to guide me along and keep me safe. Now this is actually a pretty dangerous swim. All things considered. Right. Slash pray. Surprised about the amount of stuff you can do in the water. Ah, thank you. I was gripped by an irrational fear, but your prayers have melted it away. I think I can do this. I'm going to try swimming the rest of the way in the boat. I hope you'll be there, waiting to congratulate me when I do. Come think of it, don't I have cheer? Yeah, I have cheer and clap, but not congratulate. Right. Yep. Slash congratulate. Clap. I made it. I can scarce believe it. Ah, thank you so very much, miss. Encouragement is what kept me afloat and allowed me to come this far. Stay there, boy. You're quite a swimmer. I say there, boy. You're quite a swimmer. You seem to be right at home in the sea. You really think so? I've long dreamed of becoming a great fisherman like my father, and your words have filled my heart with hope. Well, if you are serious about pursuing that dream, I suggest you take care of yourself. After all, a fisherman in poor health at sea is like a floundering fish on land. Take me, for example. My back pains flared up earlier and caused me to drop my tackle box into the water. If I could dive beneath the waves and make it to the ocean, I would gladly retrieve this man's possession for him. Sadly, it is far beyond my ability. If you think you can do it, however, perhaps you can show him with your with a wordless leave it to me. Slash me. Moi. Oh, so you think yourself an adapted diver to brave the depths of the sea? Miss, you know how to dive? You think you can make it to the seabed and fish this man's things? If you're truly capable and willing, I should not refuse the favor. Just be careful, the waters are going to be a dark and treacherous place. I'm gonna go and dive at my behemoth. Just pulls the behemoth out of my pocket. Just jumps into the water, creates a slight tidal wave. Were you able to find my tackle box? Small metal chest filled with fishing equipment. I say I'm impressed. You have saved me a great deal of hassle. My boy, with a fine mentor like this lady here, you're sure to become a master of the sea someday. Now the two of you must be starting to feel the bitter bite of the waters right about now. You'd best return to the shore quickly before you succumb to the cold. Miss, I'm going to attempt to swim back on my own. I will see you back at the coast in the large boulder where we first met. And the boy was never seen again. Now, wouldn't that be quite a cliffhanger? Not cliffhanger, quite a spin? How do you say it in English? Quite a turn? Yeah, spin, turn, the same. Oh, there you are. On the way back, I tried imitating the way you swam and found that I was able to effortlessly glide through the waters. It was a liberating experience. With nothing, there was anyone in the world that could swim better than my father, but you are far, far superior. Thank you, miss. Because of you, I've overcome my fear and I'm one step closer to realizing my dream of becoming the village's best fisherman. I simply must find a way to acquire it. They say all that glitters is not gold. It's especially true for this miscellany of trinkets gathered by wildfowl to make them their nests. Ah, you're back. Would you look at that? You have brought me a wildfowl. A wildfowl, I hate that word. Treasure. Thank you. With this, I might finally be able to extract an answer from those miserly blue Kojin. Lately, we have faced a sudden surge of beasts in this region. This has scared our fish away, and as people of the sea, the Kojin are the only ones who might know where they have migrated to. While generally an amicable people, they are merchants to the core and will take any opportunity they get to earn a bit of extra coin. Thankfully, they never ask for too much. This, to us, may be junk, but to them, they're priceless treasures. Aha! I'm sorry, everyone. Truly, I am. Ah, Mrs. Adair, thank you for coming all this way. Unfortunately, I will not be able to get your gift to you just yet. Seems some of my fellow fishermen wish to have a word with me. What in the hell's is wrong with you, Naoshi? You don't realize the peril you put us in every time we go fishing? It's past time you hang up your rod. We'll have no more of this. Please, anything but that. How am I to eat if I cannot fish? The village's needs come first. We will never know peace so long as you are out in the water reeling in beast after ferocious beast. I'm so shaken they will not listen to reason. Perhaps if you were to soothe them, they will become more receptive. Please, start with Koruri. She's a good friend. Whoopsie, that's not what I wanted my camera to be. Slash soothe. It's a very nice looking lady. You killed the beast now she fished from the sea. Then we are safe. For now. Everyone listen up. This kind lady has slain the beast. Neither we nor the villagers are in danger any longer. I shall have a stern word with Naoshi, while the rest of you go back to work. Or have you all already fulfilled your quotas for the day? Well, no, but you cannot keep letting him off the hook like this. Ugh. Your friendship is something I'll never understand. How is it that the village's best diver is friends with the village's worst fisherman? We were born the same year, and he lived but a stone's throw away from me. There's no any natural. But that is not important. It is time you all return to work. Fine, but for everyone's sake, you had better find a way to convince him to quit fishing. Mrs. Adair, thank you for that. It seems I am once again in your debt. I too owe you my thanks, madam, and I must have also apologized for the trouble my Oshi has caused you. As for you, how many times have I asked, pleaded with you even, to quit fishing? Everyone is fed up with your antics. If I was not your friend, you'd be in a great deal of trouble right now. Every time you promise it will not happen again, but it does. You keep fishing monsters from the sea, each more dangerous than the last. This cannot continue. We are a poor village. You must find a different job and a way to make yourself useful. Karuri, that is not as easy as you make it sound. We are a village of fishermen. I might just show my face in public if I do not bring home fish, however minuscule the amount. You are far too stubborn for your own, or anyone else's good. Fine, you shall be granted one final chance. Next time we go fishing, you must catch at least half the number of fish I do. Anything less, and you are to give up fishing for good. She cannot be serious, can she? Even on my best day, I can barely catch enough fish to feed myself. Either way, everyone's stares are starting to make me feel uncomfortable. Please, join me behind those large boulders yonder. I would like to give you something. I'd like to give you these nuts. Anyway. Adventurer, you have returned. There's flecks of blood upon you. It appears we need not worry about the monsters anymore. Thank you. In the time before the Empire occupied Doma, our men were as adept at wielding swords as they were rods. They would gather together in the village, then head out to slaughter whoever or whatever disturbed us. However, such action would be considered an attempt at rebellion. We were extremely fortunate to have you visit us when you did. Please, come back to our island anytime. We will be sure to give you a warm welcome when you do. Welcome back. Were you able to find everything I asked for? A seaweed that is brilliant red color, commonly found growing upon the rocky terrain and the Isle of Zeki. Tiny bulbous mushrooms rumored to give you strength, or perhaps just the illusion of strength when you most need it. And stringy meat obtained from a malnourished island to get on. Fantastic, now all that's left for me to do is dump these into the pot and allow the ingredients to stew. While the fish we catch here are excellent, eating the same thing day in and day out is not exactly healthy. A well-balanced diet must include meat and a variety of vegetables. Thank you, madam. Hopefully the food you gathered will have my husband back to full strength in next to no time. Ah, well, if it isn't an adventurer. How would you like to go on a treasure hunt? The item I would have you search for can only be found on remote islands. Most sane men would avoid such places, as they are often overrun with all manner of terrible beasts. But you look like you would relish the challenge. I would have you go to the Isle of Beko. Son of a bitch. The only individuals that dare set foot upon its soils are the occasional Kojin of the Blue, who enter and exit its neighboring seas. There you will be able to find something known as blessing stones. They are round, white, and just a bit warm to the touch. Bring one back from me, will you? Why so far away? When will I see you again, my sweet? You were not supposed to hear that. Though, now that you have, mayhap you can assist me in my quest to find the woman who has captured my heart. Every night, as the moon reaches its zenith, the winds will carry the mellifluous sound of a woman singing. The other evening I tried to learn where it was coming from and came across a beautiful woman with long black hair. As soon as I made to approach her, however, she took to the waters and disappeared in the direction of Anakoro. My father insists it was simply a dream, but I know better. This lovely lady, she is a pirate, I'm certain of it. The village elders have recently arranged for me to be wed. Before I go through with this marriage, I need to speak to her. Even if it is just once, please. Might you help me find her? Ah yes, arranged marriages. You're Lynn, correct? The one Rasho is looking for, if I'm not mistaken. You told me that if you showed up, I should send you to Kyusei and Crick. Why? By God, if I know. Nobody tells me anything around here. You'd be better off asking Kyusei himself. Where's that blasted boat? Should have been here by now. Ah, sorry, I didn't see you there. My daughter was late returning from Kugana, you see, and I thought to come and look for her. Can't imagine the Confederacy giving her any trouble. She's always been good about putting money aside for the Ruby Tithe. Oh God, what if the Red Kojin caught sight of her? My dear sweet Shinome... She only meant to bring home a bit of old furnishings to give comfort to her village. I don't know what I'd do if anything should happen to her. I know this is sudden, but you've the look of a woman who can handle a bit of danger. Would you be willing to look for my daughter? She should be traveling close to the shore of Sasasuki. Indeed, the tribal quests of this area. Oh, you came. Here. This is for you. Mrs. Adair, there's no way I can quit fishing. I must somehow become good enough to convince Karuri and the others to allow me to keep my rod. This will require a lot of practice, which means I might end up pulling in even more monsters from the sea. Thus, I ask you, please, madam, might you accompany me in my training sessions? I know it is a bold favor to request of someone who has saved me not once but twice now. However, I see no other way. You're the only one that can keep these monsters at bay. Truly, you're my last hope. She will help me truly. Thank you, Mrs. Adair. Please, follow me north. We can train there. Far away from everyone, when I should fish up a monster from the seas. After you step in and dispatch of it immediately. Here sense a hostile presence. Jesus. Revelation! Perhaps it's not the best place to begin my trading. Let's move on to the southern coast and try again. This time I shall wait for you to arrive before I begin. Undying flame. We didn't start the fire. We're here, excellent. Let me pull out my rod and cast my landing. No, not again. Why does this continue to happen? Please, Mr. Adair. Kill the beast before it somehow makes its way into the village. Huh? Despite the change in location, my performance was scarce improved. What am I to do? Next one, the other fisherman. Perhaps you can approach Karuri for advice? Mayhap nothing can be done. No. I guess you can go to her. Karuri is undoubtedly the most talented fisher in the island. Unlike me, however, she dives underwater with a harpoon and spears her fish. Techniques we employ are vastly different, and any advice she may have would be of no use to me. I'm left with no choice but to turn to one of the other fishermen for guidance, which is one problem. It's always a small, unpretentious village, where your reputation hinges solely on your ability to fish. Those who show no aptitude for it are often scorned. Even if I were to appeal to them for help, I would simply be ignored. You, however, have won their respect by defeating the monster that earlier threatened to devour me and destroy the village. If you ask them to teach you their fishing techniques, they will be more than happy to oblige. I will go with you when you question them and listen intently by your side to what they have to say. Oh, I remember you. You're the adventurer that I sent to save Naoshi. Your heroic actions are a talk at a time. During your stay here, you have uncovered a new passion for fishing, you say. Knowledge of fishing is insubstantial to teach Mistress Adair what she wants to know, so I brought her to you, and our veteran fisher. Well, the most important thing is to understand the fish you want to catch. For example, long ago, we used to row boats out to sea at night and light a torch. It would draw schools of silvertails to us, allowing fishermen to haul them back by the boatload. Torches? But none of us here could ever afford the amount of oil it would require to keep them burning. Exactly, that's Naoshi is part of the reason we remain a destitute village. Life would be far easier had we the means to put torch fishing into practice again. I see. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. Seeing as we have no oil, however, I think I must look for look to other methods to assist Mrs. Adair in beginning her fishing journey. Come, let us try asking someone else. Huh? You are asking me to divulge my greatest fishing secrets? And why pray tell would I do such a thing? Surely you must recognize this gracious woman. She defeated the tentacled monstrosity I pulled ashore and is the savior of our village. Ah, indeed. Sincerest apologies. Of course, I would be delighted to share with you my technique. After all, someone must make up for Nyosha's inability to teach you about our craft. Until recently, I was only slightly better than your average fisherman. Tried everything to improve, from using nets to even pots and fake bait to improve my performance. After much trial and error, I learned that the fastest way to snag a fish is to use this, a wooden fishing lure. Here, you can have mine. Best of luck, my friend. Aha! You did it, Mrs. Adair. You have unraveled the secrets to becoming a phenomenal fisher. Please, meet me behind the boulder that I might inspect the lure you received. I'm gonna be right back. Right. Thank the Kami are here. The moment I arrived, Kururi appeared and began pestering me about my progress. You have the wooden fishing lure? Small piece of wood that has been carved into the shape of a fish, which is lowered into the sea and used to bait larger prey. Ah, look at that. It is shaped like a fish to trick the bigger fish into thinking it's food. Let us go and put it to the test, shall we? It struck me as rather odd when I caught wind of Mrs. Adair's sudden interest in fishing, but never did I think you were the one to put her up to this. Nyoshi, isn't it time you admitted defeat? Never. As a man of authority, I must do whatever it takes to learn to fish. I also must have to survive. Besides, weren't you the one who was pushing me to improve my fishing abilities? If it is simply survival you're worried about, there are plenty of other options. You could gather seaweed, for example. Then again, there's a good chance you would be equally bad at that. Kururi, if you have simply come to poke fun at me, please leave. I actually came here to give you some advice. When you're fishing, you must shut down all your thoughts and concentrate solely upon seeing, nay, feeling the great expanse of water that stretches out before you. Do it right, and the seas will guide you. By contrast, should you allow your mind to roam aimlessly, so will your rod. The waters will only amplify the chaos in your heart, and a fish will avoid your line. It seems she takes me for an idiot. Well, I will show her, and everyone else in the village for that matter, that I'm nothing of the sort. Pray that the answer to my problem lies within this lure. Kururi can mock me all she wants, but now I have this. There's nothing stopping me from becoming the finest fisherman in all of Azari. Let us make for the waters post-haste. This is such a long quest, which I really didn't expect. And I can't say that I'm interested in this guy's freaking story. Perfect song, am I right? Mrs. Adair, you will never believe what just happened. Not wait to test the lure, so I cast the line with it before you arrived, and something huge took the bait. A violent struggle ensued, with it thrashing about wildly, and me trying to hold my ground. Halfway through our silent battle, I was sent sailing into my barrel. The impact made me lose my grip, and my rod flew into the ocean. No doubt it is now somewhere at the bottom of the sea. Kururi is the village best diver. Normally I would ask her to fetch it for me, but I'm afraid doing so will only further convince her that I should quit fishing. Do you think you could get it for me? I knew I could count on you. I mean, it's not that deep underwater. I think even I could dive this deep. No. Mr. Adair, you're finally returned. Did you find my rod? Nyoshi's primary means of catching fish, or rather sea monsters. Thank you so very much. Now then, let us get back to practicing. You best watch closely, I'm about to catch the biggest fish you have ever seen. Why in the fuck was that a cutscene? Are you ready? Here we go. Curse, it's another beast. Bomb. Twice I've tried and twice I've failed. Oh, this lure was my last hope. Naoshi, this time you faced the truth already. You're incapable of fishing anything but monsters from the sea. Well, thankfully Mrs. Adair was here to take care of that bombfish. You must hurry to clean this up. The smell of blood will begin attracting all manner of wild beasts. Very well. The corpse of this dastardly creature shall go up in flames, along with all my dreams. And pray tell, how exactly do you intend to burn the body without oil? I'll put it in this broken barrel and set fire to the wood. But the wood is still damp from the water that was in it. Look, the sparks you struck are fizzling out. I'm not going to get dry planks of wood from the villager, damn it. So there, while I'm away, see that the fat fiend is crammed into what remains of the barrel. Hooked bombfish corpse. The carcass of a fatty beast Naoshi fished from the sea. What's my phone doing? It's on fire. How is that possible? The planks are barely smoldering. Now the whole thing is engulfed in flames. They climb higher by the second. The sheen of water that was coating the creature's body. That must have been grease. Bombfish must be composed mostly of lard. Whatever the case, our worries are over. The beast has been reduced to a pile of ashes, as of my dreams. Rory, I should have listened to you from the start. Will not trouble you, nor anyone else any longer. Should announce fishing and leave the village. Leave the village? But where would you even go? To the mountains, or somewhere else, far, far away from here. I love the open sea and fishing more than anything. If I were to remain in Asari, I will constantly be reminded of all that I've lost. Naoshi, this is madness. This is your home. You cannot simply abandon it. Oh dear. Is it time already? Oh. I must grab my harpoon and return to work. Meet me at our usual spot after I'm finished. And please, for once, try not to do anything brash while I'm away. A spot of ashes will not be attracting wild animals anytime soon. My work here is done. Miss Adair, it was a great honor knowing you. Not only am I still alive and breathing thanks to you, but your accompanying me throughout my journey has allowed me to come to an important realization. I am not fit to be a fisherman. While Kurori has requested that I meet with her after she finishes working, I think it would be best for everyone if I left immediately. Before I go, however, I would like to give you a small gift. Pray meet me by the boulder shortly. Oh, there you are. Came here as soon as I finished packing my things. Seeing as much in the way of positions, it did not take me long. Thank you for everything, Mr. Adair. Here's your gift. Hey, stuck the fire. Kurori's body is shutting down. We need to warm her and remove the water from her lungs. Well, something happened to Kurori? Christ, they came from that way. Kurori nearly drowned. They're in there right now to revive her. This is so terrible. I was there when the accident happened. Kurori, she was in the waters with me. The entire time her mind was elsewhere. Could it be I'm the one to blame for this? I had my decoration to the village cost her to this focus and nearly drowned. Naoshi, she is in a bad way. Her body temperature continues to drop, and while we are doing everything we can, the fire is burned too low to warm her. What are we to do? I must gather flammable items. Mrs. Adair, do you have any ideas of what we could start with? Nothing. You simply stare at Naoshi. How about a hooked bombfish? That's a brilliant idea. If we throw the corpse of one of those creatures into the fire, it will coax the flames to life. Leave it to me. I shall soon return with something to fix this. Just keep Kurori alive until then. Mr. There, I cannot save Karuri without you. While I can fish another hook bombfish from the sea, I fear I will not be able to defeat it. Please, allow me to borrow your strength once more. There goes. I hope one of the one of these fat fiends will take the bait and bite. Yes, Mr. There, take it from here. Quickly, say the beast. We did it. There is, however, precious little time to celebrate. We must carry Bombfish back to the hut post-haste. This is such a long quest. You think I'm gonna be done with this place already? You fool. Karuri's condition is critical and worsens by the minute. Please, if you have something that could save her, hand it over now. Carcass of a fatty beast, now you fish from the sea. So this is the fuel you mentioned earlier. Even the creature's skin is sticky with grease. Should make the fire roar. Praise the Kami, she's awake. Karuri, should you really be standing? You need to rest. No, I'm fine, really. Mrs. Adair and Nayoshi. I hear I owe my recovery to the two of you. Thank you. To think I was delivered from death by the very rod I condemned. Fate is a funny thing, isn't it? Ah. Often I would lecture you on how you must maintain your focus during fishing, but I failed to heed my own advice. I let myself grow distracted by thoughts of you departing and almost died. I'm so sorry, Karuri. The last thing I wanted to do was put you in harm's way. I should have known better than to tell you my plan right before you went diving. Rest assured, however, this will be the last problem I cause you or anyone else in this village. When I know you are safe, I will leave you sorry. Nayashi, you cannot go. Not just yet. Forgive me, but I would choose to never again see the open waters too, and then live out the rest of my days collecting seaweed. Who says that is what you would do? You would have to do, like what you would have. We would have you do. Your precious gift. There is something you and you alone can fish: the hooked bobfish. The oil from these beasts could allow us to take up torch fishing once again. To torch fishing, that would significantly increase our yields, and not a single one of us would need to suffer from hunger any longer. Nayoshi, do you not see? This is a miracle, a gift from the Kavi themselves. But bombfish are extremely dangerous beasts. One small misstep and they could very well destroy our home here. That can easily be prevented. We will set up traps for them near where you cast out your line. Right, everyone? Yes! Truly. You would have me continue fishing? I am at a loss for words. Come now, Nayoshi, and pack your things and take up your rod. By your hands will our torches be lit tonight. Yes, they will. I shall go to the seas and bring back more bombfish than we will know what to do with. Mr. Dare, thank you for everything. In my darkest hour, you lent me your support. Words are not enough to express my gratitude. Oh, that reminds me, I nearly forgot to give you your gift. No, I shall see that Mrs. Adair's property rewarded. You need to get fishing. Thank you, Mrs. Adair. You have helped Nayoshi reclaim his life here, and maybe even saved us all from poverty. We have already begun preparing torches with the remnants of the bombfish you brought back from earlier. We will, however, be needing much more if we are to begin torch fishing. No doubt Nayoshi will grow very busy in the coming days and months. Also meager in comparison to what you have given us, I would nevertheless like to present you with this. Once our village begins to flourish, as I'm sure it will, we shall furnish you with something more befitting. Money. Bruh. How many? If it isn't our most vaunted savior, misses the there. Ever since you provided us with the means to revive torch fishing, our yields have increased tenfold. Trade too has begun to flourish, and my seafood stall, has greatly benefited from it. A new era is upon us, and we are all ready to embrace it with open arms. Well, everyone with the exception of Hayashi had this. Lately, he's been spending all his free time moping by the large boulders. Please, might you try talking to him and learn what is wrong? This quest will never end. Whatever. Still haven't even touched these other quests. It's just been all in here. That is nice, though. I don't have to go around that much. Mr. Dare, I'm glad you came. Although the others are incredibly excited about being able to torch fish again, there's something that has been bothering me. Nobody seems to realize just how dangerous the hooked bombfish are. Every time I reel one in from the seas, it takes the strength of the entire village to bring it down. It's only a matter of time before someone is grievously wounded. When fishing with you, I never had to fear for your safety. You know how to handle yourself. Please, you think you could teach the others some basic techniques to subdue the beasts? Thank you. You have put my mind at ease. I should go and fetch everyone now. I'll just meet at the pier shortly. Mr. Adair, the lessons must wait. One of the boats that went torch fishing last night has vanished. There were no storms to rough the seas, so chances of their boat having capsized is slim. The men on it were also veterans, so an accident is equally unlikely. Indeed. Is this deeply troubling? I suspect they might have been attacked by sea monsters or Kojin of the Red. If that is the case, then there's little we can do. We are but humble fishermen. We can scarce fight either of them off with our nets and harpoons. Before Yotsuya rose to power, the Confederacy had an outpost here. When problems like this would arise, we would often turn to them for help. What is to say we can't still do that? All we need to do is send a boat to Onokora and beg them for their assistance. I am afraid it is not nearly so simple. When the Empire came, we simply stood by and watched as they drove them out. Nevertheless, we must at least try. Mr. Adair, would you by any chance happen to know someone in the Confederacy? Yeah. Master Tsukikage, the Confederacy's treasurer. He often came to our village to collect ruby tithe. As I recall, he was quite fond of his Ari. He would often buy stockfish by the armload to take back. Perhaps he would be sympathetic to our plight. Could you introduce me to this man? I'd like to explain our predicament to him and request his assistance. Okay. And finally, we get to go out of the fishing village. What is this? A Lovecraftian horror story and the entire game plays out in a fishing village? You know. Sometimes I will hum to myself as I row out to sea. Sadly, that is the extent of my singing abilities. Me? A singer? I'm often told I have a sultry voice. Perhaps it is from all the drinking, and I sure as hell can't sing. We also go and get this going. Ah, you must be Linda there. Rasha speaks very highly of you. In fact, there is something we would like to discuss. All will be revealed in due course, but I feel a change of venue is in order. Pray wait for us at the foot of heaven on high. I really need to unlock this, at least, for this episode. To learn the answer to that, I suggest you speak with our watchman up above. He is charged with surveying Isari at night. I know of her. Seen her several times, in fact. But I've no luck finding her, though. The girl you speak of, she is from Suino Sato. It's a village that lies at the bottom of the sea. No one can tell you where it is or how to get there. Even if they could, you would likely drown trying to swim there. Ah yes, another reason to go back to Suino Sato. Magnificent, is it not? But as you may have guessed, we did not call you here to admire the view. Rather, we would like you to help us explore heaven on high. Perhaps it is best we explain from the beginning. Kyusei, if you'd be so kind. A few nights passed while I was rearranging supplies in one of the storerooms. I happened across a trapdoor that I had never noticed before. Upon opening it, I found a tunnel leading underground. The passage led to a chamber lined with an array of bizarre machinery, all glowing and humming. Against my better judgment, I reached out and touched one of the devices and was enveloped by a blinding light. Next thing I knew, I found myself in a series of ornate hallways, and I was not alone. There were hideous fiends with gnashing fangs and grasping claws anywhere I looked. It was all I could do to run for my very life, till I chanced across a shining orb. As I approached it, I was once more blinded by light. We found him sprawled out in the hidden room below the storage shed after he came to and shared his experiences. We examined these machines he found. It turns out they are a form of gateway that leads inside heaven on high, and therein lies the problem. Being from Eorzea, you may not be aware that this tower and the island on it on which it stands are regarded as sacred. It is believed that when the Kami first came to the Ruby Sea, they created Onokoro and built heaven on high as a stairway connecting the earth and their home high above the clouds. The devout are loath to set foot on Onokoro for fear of incurring the wrath of the Kami. To enter into the tower would be an even greater blasphemy. We Confederates, on the other hand, have come and go as we please. Since no one else has settled on this island, we claim it for ourselves. It takes more than a few city folktales to scare us, after all. But imagine what might happen if people who do set store by such tales learned we had been poking around in heaven on high. If they heard we were claiming that this holy ground was in fact filled with hellish beasts. At best, they may never trade with us again, and the most fanatical among them might be so bold as to come here with anger in their hearts and murder in their eyes. However, we dare not ignore the threat posed by the denizens of the tower. If Kyusei could escape, what's to stop those creatures from doing the same? Therefore, I would conduct an investigation, quietly. If we dedicate large numbers of Confederates to storming the tower, it won't be long before people start asking questions. On the other hand, few would notice the absence of an outsider such as yourself. And when the fighting starts, you alone are worth a dozen or more of my best men. One more thing. Strange magics govern the tower, suppressing the strength of all who enter. But if anyone can overcome such hindrances, it is you. For what it is worth, I shall be on hand to provide you with little assistance I can. I will leave the exploration of the tower in your capable hands. Kyusei may not be the fighting sword, but his knowledge of heaven on high should prove useful. I will also be operating the teleportation device to provide entry to the tower. Thankfully, you will be much better prepared than I was to face the horrors that lurk within. When you're ready, come and find me by the storeroom. Alright. You say. I take it your preparations are complete. Before you enter heaven on high, I should tell you more about the magics that Rasho mentioned. The scouts that we sent inside all claimed they could feel their very ether being sapped, and that their weapons were somehow robbed of their potency. Even their most forceful blows did little more than graze their enemies. You are familiar with such a phenomenon? Intimately. Is that so? How strange. This kind of enfeebling magic can only have been activated by... Excuse me, I have a tendency to ramble. This is hardly the time for me to start hypothesizing. Luckily, there's a way to circumvent the tower's magical fields to some degree. Please, take this with you. It will allow you to wield what is known as an Imperial Ether Pool weapon. It was discovered inside the tower and slowly channels a person's ether into the form of a blade. Spellcasting tome or what have you. The longer an Imperial Ether Pool weapon is used, more powerful it becomes. I must stress, however, that even with one of these weapons, progress from one floor to the next will be far from easy. Exploration will largely involve traveling upwards using the teleportation devices inside, which are likely to be heavily guarded. Considering the dangers we will face, we have decided to restrict the investigation to the lower levels for the time being. Once you've reached the 30th floor, please report your findings to Rasho and myself. We shall then discuss whether it is safe to continue past that point. Although we shan't be joining you in the expedition, we Confederates are eager to lend you our support. If there is anything you need, do not hesitate to ask. Alright, and this is something that I will be doing tomorrow. I will be entering Heaven on High tomorrow for the first time with a group of friends. It is just like Palace of the Dead, and that's really it, honestly. There's not really much else to it, I think. I don't know. I've not entered it, and I've not really looked at anything or like much of it anyway. So it is very similar to the Deep Dungeon Palace of the Dead, just less tedious, I've heard. And it's more fun. Anyway, I'm going to end off of here. I hope you enjoyed this episode of just us playing Final Fantasy XIV. The next episode we're going to go and deal with... well, finishing off these side quests in this area. Finally. Goodbye.